Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. If this is your first time, thanks for stopping by. Be sure to like and subscribe. Just wanted to quickly share Commander Cody. Finally was able to find Cody at a Walmart. I did have him on pre-order for later this year in June after seeing other people finding him in their local Walmarts. I made the trip. I went to 5 different Walmarts in 3 different counties and finally found Cody. They did not have anything. They didn't have the display set up in the aisle or the end cap. They just had him out in the regular aisle with the rest of the Black Series. So there were no other figures with this release at the store. So this is what I was able to find. But I was super excited once I finally found him here out in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. So that said, here he is, straight in the Revenge of the Sith packaging, which just takes you back. Just really, really nice. But without further ado, I've already kind of pre-sliced this package here. I'm going to get him out of the box and share with you my thoughts on how this figure looks and compare him to the archive Cody that I have. So straight out of the box, we have the plastic packaging with the typical warnings, helmet, the holocron with the Emperor and his blaster here. So let's take that out. I'm super excited to have Cody with a removable helmet. I know some people in the community don't care for the removable helmets because you see some chin. I don't care. I love it. I'm trying to do this without damaging the helmet here. That's going to be the trick. Okay, perfect. All right. And lastly, the Emperor. Okay, so that said, let's take a look at him. Typical, clone face, nothing special there. So looks exactly the same now. A little weird. There's like a shiny line right in the center. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's weird how there's like a shiny indentation on both sides of his head. So I don't know if that's from the packaging caused that. Maybe this wasn't settled properly. But regardless, I mean, if he's on a shelf, you're not going to see that. So, yeah, I mean, it feels pretty decent. There's a nice matte finish to it. He's not shiny or slick or anything like that. So that definitely feels good. It's nice not to see any pegs. So that's a plus to see. Overall, I think it's a good figure. I think it's solid. Looks good. I mean, obviously there's some differences between the archive that I have and this one here, but the gun actually looks like it has like a little bit of a silverish tint to it. Not sure if it shows up on camera. It does kind of look like some of the recent guns I've gotten from other releases, so nothing different there. But let's take a look at his helmet. I know some people have had issues with the antenna out of the box being bent backwards, but so far mine looks perfect. And putting his helmet on, and there we go. We got Commander Cody in 2025 right out of the box, looking stellar. And then we have the Emperor from the all too famous Execute Order 66. So we'll get that right in his hand here. Trying to figure out how to do it without breaking anything. It would be nice if they gave you an alternate hand. It's a little bit more open to do this with. But I'll have to mess with that a little bit. So let me bring out the Archive Cody. So Archive Cody has more of a shine to his armor as far as like shoulder pads. I know this one has a shine to it too, but it's pretty close to my ring light. So I do like the coloring on the new release is a slightly less orange color, more of a yellow color. As far as his belt, pretty similar in the front. Once you get to the back, the new one has more of a goldish tint. The previous has a copper color. A little bit of lack of detail on the canister in the back. There's no paint on there, which I could always do something with. On his pack, again on the right, we have the new one with the gold color. On the left, it's more of a copper color. The antenna on his shoulder, the old one has a little bit of a coloring to it. The new one, very faint, almost looks unpainted. On the side of his helmet here, the antenna is like a gunmetal kind of color on the new one. The previous version on the Archive is white with a silver applique to it. And then on the front here, the little scope on the original one has a little bit of coloring, a little bit of yellow on top and silver on the front. The new one has nothing at all. Rest of the helmet looks pretty solid. I do like on the front of the helmet here, some very faint lines at the very bottom in yellow. On the last one, they're pretty prominent. They almost look like eyelashes or whatever. So as far as paint on the visor, the new one has some very thin lines. The old one has more of a bold line to it, but nothing too crazy. The side, the ventilation vents here, more shallow, narrow put together, close together on the new one. And the last one, they're spread out and kind of wavy. So there's pluses and minuses. And the antenna on the side here on the new one is going to be, looks like that gunmetal color again. And the last one, it was silver with a little bit of orange at the top. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty close. Not too much in changes. Now, if you look in the Archive one on his chest, there's a little bit of, they tried to put some paint application in the chest plate here, but not all of it's filled in. On the new one, you'll see it is much more filled in, looks better. So I think they did some better paint application there. Some slight weathering on the shoulder pads and all looks nice. So overall, I would say this is a must-have. If you don't have a Cody, I would say to go out and look for it. If you have the older version, it is nice to upgrade to get the pinless joints, no more pins, better posability with that, and obviously get pretty much the same accessories, but obviously the helmet and then the Emperor itself. So I would say if you're on the fence about it, do it. I'm thinking about repainting this at some point this year, making him into Captain Vaughn. Maybe, we'll see. That might be a fun project for me. But yeah, keep an eye out your Walmarts. If you don't have one on pre-order, I would suggest picking up from $24, especially if there's going to be any raises in prices with tariffs or anything like that. We don't know. So if you're on the fence, I would say to do it. Other than that, if you have any questions, drop them down below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content. And thank you so much for stopping by. May the force be with you.